And away we go. It is the Nightcap brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot. They're on Harrison Avenue. So they're right in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks. But why would you do that? You can stay at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. Not a bad seat in the house. They have every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. Not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron, let's get this show on the road as we wrap up. We're almost to the finish line here, brother. We are winding down rapidly as we've you got to put your seatbelts on. You got to put your tray tables in the upright position. We are heading for landing on the 2024-25 Big 12 season.
March is here.
March is here. It is March. Let's get to it. Obviously, we know how Cincinnati and Houston went yesterday. So we'll move on from there. Iowa State 84-67 over Arizona. That actually, I believe, is based on the tiebreakers, has knocked Arizona down to the 3 spot. They are tied with Texas Tech, and because Texas Tech has that win over Houston, Texas Tech has the tiebreaker over Arizona, at least at this point. So, that one little surprising, although Iowa State on their home court. They've been a little bumpy of late, but that looked like Iowa State yesterday.
Caleb Love was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
2 of 15, 2 of 10 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 10 points.
You pair him
horrendous.
with Jaden Bradley, who was 6 of 14. They go 8 of 29 from the floor and 2 of 13 from 3.
With four rebounds and 5 assists between the two of them.
And 6 turnovers.
In 69 minutes played.
Yeah. Not great for the Arizona guards. For Iowa State, Milan Momcilovic with 17, Taman Lipsey with 15, and then a trio in double figures off the bench, Curtis Jones and Nate Heisey, each with 12, and Brandon Chatfield with 10 for the Cyclones. So, Jefferson only with 8, Deshaun Jackson only with 4, Keyshawn Gilbert coming back only with 6. But it doesn't matter because Iowa State's bench scores 34. They only played 3 guys off the bench, and they get 34, and they take down Arizona.
Just a complete undressing of the Wildcats. Well done, Iowa State.
It was 43-30 at halftime, and then they carried on 41-37 in the second half. Kansas continues to slide. Texas Tech continues to look awesome. They 78-73 is the final there as the Red Raiders go into Lawrence and get the dub. There may not be a player I enjoy watching more in this league. At least he's right up there at the top than Christian Anderson. 5 of 10 from 3, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, no turnovers. Just incredible for a freshman guard for Texas Tech. And then JT Toppin with 21, Darian Williams with 14 to power the Red Raiders. Yeah, 14 and 9. It's they're fun to watch, man. I really like Grant McCaslin and that team.
I don't know if you actually watched this one or not. I caught the end, and
I caught some of it. Yeah,
Kansas just couldn't get it done. They had opportunities. They had plenty of opportunities actually, and they just were. They turned the ball over. They missed shots.
Yeah.
They just were unable to get it done. You talk about guys that you'd like to enjoy or that you enjoy watching last season. For you, it was KJ Adams, and that guy just 10 of 12 from the field, 13 rebounds, 21 points. Massive day for him, and still it's not enough. Hunter Dickinson, 18 and 9. But Zeke Mayo, He only has 5 in this one, goes 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. He got death threats. He went online and posted. He got death threats. He had all sorts of stuff in his inbox on social media. Just a gross display of some of the fans for the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah, that's that's a rough one too, because that's a guy that's from Lawrence. Like, he's hometown. And I think he's had a pretty good year. He's been a little bit up, a little inconsistent of late, but I mean, he hasn't been Dan Skillings. Like,
look, I'd take several 20 burgers out of Dan at any point this season.
I mean, what's his?
He's averaging 14 and 5, 14, 5 and 3 assists. So I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. I understand it's late in the season, and again, fan is short. I say this all the time, but fan is short for fanatic. But
he's shooting 44% from 3. He's shooting 39% from 3. Like,
it's just a game. What are we doing?
It's not that serious.
It doesn't fall on him either. It's the team as a whole has not been up to par for a Bill Self-led team. But send those things to Bill Self and see what happens.
Right,
idiots.
Moving right along. Not great for West Virginia on the first leg of the Utah double dip. They fall 77-56 to BYU. They are 8-10 in Big 12 play. They got at Utah and then UCF at home coming up. So a good chance for them to win out and get to 10-10, but far from guaranteed, especially on that second leg of the Utah trip. BYU off the bench was Fosieni Traore with 20, 9 of 13 from the floor,
20 and
10 rebounds.
Yeah,
20 and 10 and 21 minutes off the bench. That's efficient, Aaron. That's efficient.
It is. And what's inefficient is Trevin Knell getting the start, going 1 of 3, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 rebound, 2 points. Blech. However,
the team won 77-56. I think he'll survive.
West Virginia needed this one. They needed this one badly. And you hold Javon Small, 5 of 14, 3 of 9 from 3, 15 points. Not a great day at the office for Javon Small.
Not a single rebound for Small.
Nope, not one.
Only 2 assists. That really probably just as much. I mean, he's been 5, 6, 7 assists, it feels like, every game.
A facilitator, for sure.
Yeah, he's only got 2. So that's a rough one for the Mountaineers, as they have trouble down the stretch with everybody but Cincinnati. Make it make sense. TCU, 89-78 over UCF. The UCF slide continues. Uday with 16 and 11 for TCU. And things are just not going well, even though they had 4 of their 5 starters in double figures. But 37% from the floor, 28% from 3. And that's enough for TCU to kind of comfortably control this one.
Yeah, Keyshawn Hall only goes 3 of 17, still got 14 points and 13 rebounds. Darius Johnson gets 20 points, took him 16 shots to get there, going 7 of 16, not great. But TCU, on the other hand, they had 4 guys in double figures as well, 4 of their 5 starters, and a guy off the bench in double figures, plus another one with 9, Trezarin White with 9. So, UCF, they scored a lot this season, but they end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard on this one.
Let's keep it rolling. Utah 99-73 at home over Arizona State. 25 for Ezra Asor, who's had an excellent close to this season. Sharon Jantz with 14. Keanu Dawes with 15 and 11. Just kind of a equal spread out. Lovering had 9. Gabe had 6. Mason had 13, hit a couple threes. And boy, Arizona State ran out of gas towards the end of this season big time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Bobby Hurley there. Didn't get a great vote of confidence from his athletic director, who basically said, we explore everything at the end of the season, and we'll be discussing Bobby Hurley then. Josan Sannon, the freshman, with 28 on 11 of 20 and 4 of 5 from 3. Bashir Jihad with 16 and Alston Mason with 13, but not enough, as Utah 41 in the second half, 58 points in the second half, Aaron. Yowza.
I think this game was just another example. Jaden Quaintance was out with an injury, and this is just another example of how much this team is built around him, truthfully.
Yeah.
They have not fared well I think he missed 3 games earlier this season. This is a different injury, unrelated to the knee injury that took him out of those games earlier. But just you had 3 guys on your 3 starters with double digits, and still just not enough when your starting center is Bashir Jihad, 6'9", 240. It's not Jaden Quaintance.
Yeah, that it kind of puts them, in that similar position where when you've got, I guess, Sean Phillips fills in at center when Quaintance is out, but kind of like Baylor with losing Ojinwuna and having to kind of change the role of Norchad Omier. Get it right, Brendel. So yeah, speaking of Baylor, though, they get back on track, Aaron. 71-61. They win over Oklahoma State at home. Omier with 10 and 13. Edgecombe doesn't score in double digits, but does get 10 rebounds. Robert Wright has 16. Jaden Nunn has 11. Jeremy Roach goes off in this one. He has 21. They could have used that over the past couple weeks, but how about this? Baylor, 37% from the floor, 26% from 3. They win by 10. Why? 38% from the floor for Oklahoma State, 14% from 3. Baylor out rebounds them 41-33, and 18 turnovers for Oklahoma State in this one. Woof.
You had 2 starters for Oklahoma State that each had 1 single point. That's not going to be enough to get it done.
That ain't going to get it done, Aaron.
Nope.
On to today. Only 1 game today. Important for Cincinnati as they take on Kansas State on Wednesday to close out the home schedule. So that one is senior day on Wednesday. We'll have plenty this week leading up to that. But 65-56, Kansas State wins. Once again, Kansas State playing without Coleman Hawkins.
Weird.
Kind of it's a different team without him, because they when they had Gesson and Hawkins together, you've got kind of 2 playmaking 4s playing together. They play with more of a big man in Ugana Onweso. He played 28 minutes, only had 2 points. Like, think about how much of a difference that is from what Coleman Hawkins gives you to his replacement. So 21 for Gesson, 11 for Brendan Hausen, 10 for Doug McDaniel. They don't get a whole lot from their bench, but it is enough as they're good balance, 33 in the first half, 32 in the second. And they get out of there with a victory. They are now sitting at 8-10 in the conference as well. Cincinnati can pass Kansas State in the standings if they win both of their games, and Kansas State lose. And obviously, to win both of their games, they have to beat Kansas State. Kansas State closes at Iowa State. So Cincinnati could pass Kansas State in the Big 12 standings. If Cincinnati wins out, Kansas State loses out. So yeah, that takes us through the weekend. Let's see what we've got in store this week. Tomorrow in Houston, Kansas takes on the Cougs. I don't think it's going to go very well for Kansas. Houston, a 9.5-point favorite. The total 132.5.
Yeah, I don't look for that slide to stop anytime soon for the Kansas Jayhawks. This is not a game that you get back on track.
No. This isn't a get right. You're certainly not getting right in the baked egg center.
Hell no.
Tuesday, Baylor at TCU. Two ranked teams at 9 Tuesday, BYU and Iowa State. West Virginia, Utah at 9. And then at 11, Arizona State and Arizona on ESPN. And then Wednesday, Oklahoma State at UCF, Kansas State at Cincinnati, and Colorado at Texas Tech. So not a lot of marquee matchups in the weekday slate, but that'll pick up on the weekend.
And just real quick to update you on your standings. At the top, you've got Houston 17-1. All by themselves. They have won the conference outright. Texas Tech tied in second place with Arizona at 13-5. Iowa State in fourth at 12-6, tied with BYU. Kansas in sixth at 10-8. TCU and Baylor tied at 9-9 for seventh place. Kansas State, West Virginia, and Utah all tied for ninth at 8-10. Cincinnati at 12th place, 7-11. Oklahoma State, UCF tied 6-12 for 13th place. Arizona State by themselves at 15th place, 4-14, and Colorado still in the basement, 2-16. I guess you got a shot. You've got a shot at potentially passing up three teams.
Well, West Virginia and Utah play each other. So
somebody's got to win, right?
Yeah, somebody's got to win. So I don't know how high you can get. It's looking like somewhere between 10 and 14 are your most reasonable expectations. I don't think they can get any higher than 10. I don't think they can get any lower than 14. So we'll see how it goes. But there you go. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow night, where we won't have Brian Cook because Ryan Royer is a bad teammate. That's the nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!